Now, our partner at Newsday, columnist Jerry McKinstry, has been watching all these numbers come in with me. We're going to join him now for some more analysis. Now, Jerry, what I'm hearing in this crowd here from a lot of party leaders is that momentum is swaying towards Noam Branson, and that at the end of this all, he could come out victorious.
You know, you're exactly right there, Tara. That's what we're hearing. That's what delegates are saying. And, we're not calling any winner right now, but everybody seems to be indicating that Noam Branson is the likely winner. He's pulling ahead.
Now, Ken Jenkins, at one point at the beginning of this race, was clearly perceived to be the front runner. How did Noam pick up so much speed?
You know, I talked to a lot of delegates, on the floor tonight and throughout the weeks, and they talked about looking for a fresh face. They wanted somebody with executive experience. Noam is a mayor. He's not in the county government. He's, a mayor. He's got ideas. I just talked to somebody moments ago, and they said what they liked about Noam was that he had a vision. It wasn't just knocking the county executive. It's what we need to do going forward.
Now, in all of their speeches, as we heard, they all promised to unify and be buddy-buddies going into the November election. After such a hard-fought race, all these months, all this politicking, do you think they can really come together?
I think they can, and today they've definitely been united. Months ago when they talked about this, there was a lot of skepticism whether they would be. But in the following weeks and tonight, they promised to be united. I think they have to be, and I think they will be because they have to be. That's the only way to knock off an incumbent. They can't be fighting with each other. They can't have spend all their money fighting each other and get their message out before running against the Republicans. So,
before I let you go, what happens tomorrow?
What happens tomorrow? Well, the campaign begins. I think they, the winner will be, start their campaign, and they'll go after the county executive.
Okay, Jerry, thank you. I know you'll be here with me watching those final results come in. Again, the runoff vote taking place right now, but a lot of party leaders in this room suggesting that the momentum at this point is shifting towards New Rochelle Mayor Noam Branson. We'll, of course, be here watching all those numbers come in, but it does look like either way by the morning, we'll know which Democrat is taking on Rob Astorino this fall. In reporting from the County Center, Tara Rosenblum, News 12.
We will have to wait and see on that.
Absolutely. But joining us now to talk about the Democrats' pick and the county executive's race, we welcome Jerry McKinstry back to our desk. Mr. McKinstry writes for the editorial board for our partners at Newsday and is well versed in politics here in Westchester and the Hudson Valley. Jerry, let me ask you, Ken Jenkins had been seen as the front runner in this race. You were there last night. It was a battle till about 2 in the morning. Were you surprised that in the end Noam Branson walked away with the nomination?
I think all night we were saying this could go either way. And I think what was happening was, you talked to the candidates, they were very nervous, district leaders were nervous, and there was a back and forth. At moments we thought Ken Jenkins was going to pull away with it, and then it was clear at some point that Noam Branson. I talked to district leaders, and what they said, and some of the common themes were they wanted somebody outside county government. They didn't want the same old, all those lawsuits and the fighting and the bickering. They just wanted a new candidate, somebody with executive experience who was not in the county office.
How much then do you think the butting of the heads, Ken Jenkins and the county board, Democratic majority, was always seen as butting heads with Rob Astorino, and it's been tough for him to get real solid legislation and even tax reform passed in the last 4 years?
I think that played a huge role. I think in general people were tired. They were tired of lawsuits. They were tired of press releases. They were tired of just kind of this back and forth, and very often they don't understand, the nuts and bolts of the issue, and I think they said, we want to hear a very clear issues or a clear vision on where they're going to take the county.
So how did Branson address that last night, if that was sort of the feeling in the room?
Well, there was a feeling about unity. They all kind of were holding hands, and there was a kumbaya moment where they're all up there.
There's got to be some hurt feelings there, I imagine.
There was hurt feelings. I saw Ken afterwards, and I think it was certainly he was hurt. I mean, I think he kind of expected that he was going to pull out. But Noam talked about different visions of leadership, and he brought up all sorts of social issues. I think he's going to hammer away at those, and then I think Rob Astorino is going to play the tax issue.
But you heard that in the piece there. You're already bringing up pro-life and other things that generally in a county election really not at issue. Right.
Well, 2 points on that. In 2009, the issue was brought up. The questions were asked in debates, and they went nowhere. They just fell flat. So I'm not so sure it's going to be an issue again in this race. But that's a way of Democrats to get out voters. And that's what they need to do. Democrats need to get out voters this race.
Jerry, let me ask you really quickly. They all promised not to primary one another, but Ken Jenkins was supposed to basically be running for the minorities in Westchester. Do you think that could change? Might we see a primary?
I don't think so. Based on last night, I don't see that happening, and it would be very hard for him to say, I'm not going to primary, but I've changed my mind.
That last shot of them holding hands, very symbolic.
Very symbolic, yes.
All right, Jerry McKinstry, partners at Newsday, thank you so much. Always great insight from you. We appreciate it. All right, stay with us, everyone. We're coming right back after this short break.